Ah, guys, we finally made it. This has been a video that I've been waiting to do for a good year now. You know, certain things happen, but we finally got to that. But before we get into this, we did a video on Messi looking at all his greatest years. And if you haven't seen that yet, guys, you have to go see that. But let's talk about his arch nemesis, his rival. To me, the greatest rivalry in the history of sport. Messi Ronaldo, let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. A lot of people may call him the GOAT. A lot of people may call him the second best player. A lot of people may call him the fraud. But today we're going to appreciate the absolute greatness of Cristiano Ronaldo, and we are going to rank his best seasons. Yeah. The thing that guys we're going to do today, as you can see, we have bad all the way to great, is that we're going to be very harsh with Cristiano Ronaldo because we're talking about arguably the greatest football player of all time. So a season that you may believe that is up there to you guys, we're gonna rank it to Cristiano Ronaldo standards. So a good 30 goal season may not be like a great one for Cristiano Ronaldo. It may not even come down as great or even good. That's the sort of level that we're talking about of a football player here who's done it all. You guys, you know what he's doing. 5 Ballon d'Ors, 5 Champions League, Euros with Euros and what's another one? What's the Nations League with Portugal, Premier League titles, La Liga titles, Serie A titles. Has won absolutely everywhere. It won the Al Nassr Champions League or like World Cup, something crazy like that. But you know what this guy's done. But we're going to look at all his seasons, starting off with the sporting season. Now, I forgot to also introduce guys. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say a Cristiano Ronaldo super fan, but a Real Madrid super fan. So he's mainly here for the 9 years of Cristiano Ronaldo. He has followed his career throughout the whole time, but for them 9 years, he knows every detail of it. And guys, that is Jed. Jed, you want to say anything before we talk?
Yeah, so we're about to do the true goat of football, in my opinion.
Don't
Um,
listen. Don't get
listen,
Messi fans started.
listen. Yeah, he's had a great career. I don't think, I think looking at all these seasons just off the bat, I don't think he's ever had a bad season. So, let's see and let's talk about it. Should be interesting. And I think we might have very different takes on very different years as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, listen, that's definitely there. And a couple of things, guys. If you think Ronaldo's a GOAT, hit the like button. If you think Ronaldo's also the GOAT, hit the subscribe button. So, guys, just really spam that one. If you go look at the Messi one and see how many views that got, and let's get Ronaldo more. So let's get this Messi Ronaldo thing going up. But let's go straight into it. Let's talk about his first ever season with Sporting Lisbon. I'll be honest with you, I didn't watch it. What, 2003? How old was I? What,
I was I was
so
about
six?
Yeah, I was about five.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and again, I didn't do crazy research into his time at Sporting, but him coming in and being a Sporting player is, was a big thing. I think he made his debut at like 17 at the time. He was the first ever Sporting player to go through all the ranks and score through all the ranks, and like what he was able to do there was incredible. He's still adored there. Um, at Sporting. And the one thing, guys, we're gonna do a highlight moment for every season. Jed, is there a highlight moment for his first season at Sporting? Which is I don't know
It-
too much
funny
about it.
because the highlight season of this season will probably be at the end of the season, going into the preseason of the next season. So
Yes, 100%.
when I was younger, like all I'd heard around that time was like, obviously because of the people who were older than me around who were watching football, they said, there's this guy who's coming to Man United and he played in a friendly. So I remember watching highlights of that friendly on Man United. I just saw one tricky 18-year-old with blonde and
Yeah.
black puffy hair just going past the United defenders with ease. So I guess that's the only highlight I can tell you from that season that I know. I don't want to make it inauthentic and say, oh yeah, I watched this and watched that because I didn't. So yeah, that would be the highlight of his sporting loan season, I guess, was in preseason against
Um,
Man United.
Also, he did score. I think there was the game where he scored 2 goals, and that was his first ever professional goal. And his first ever professional goal was actually brilliant, where he receives it deep in his own half, drives the player, goes at him, drops a step over, and then chips it over the goalkeeper. And people watching that at that stadium there should have known that there was something to come from this absolute genius. Now, Jed, because we don't know too much about that season, we didn't do crazy research into it. Where are you going to rank it here? Should we just put it? Should we be nice enough and just say it all right? Because it's
Yeah,
barely
I'd say it's all right because it was a season good enough to attract what Man United,
man,
Arsenal,
uh,
Barcelona, all these
Real
clubs.
Madrid. Everybody was there, and let me even read out the stats. He played 31 games that season as a guys as a 17-year-old, 5 goals, 6 assists, which is quite impressive, Jack. I mean, Jed. So, Jed, are you happy to put it all right?
Yeah, I'll put that all right.
Okay. Now we're getting started. Now let's talk about his first ever season at Manchester United. A very, very interesting time. You know about the story, guys, about that famous preseason game that Man United come and play, and John O'Shea just gets absolutely rinsed by Cristiano Ronaldo. You have his teammates laughing, and I'm thinking, yo, what's going on here? I'm happy I'm not going against in and then the story about Ferguson literally holding up the bus just to make sure that they signed this guy because they know Arsenal already like agreed to sign him, and it kills me to hear that we actually were that close to signing Cristiano Ronaldo. But he becomes a Manchester United player and he has his first season at Old Trafford. Yet, do you remember anything in that notable
Oh,
in that season?
definitely. I remember his debut. That's
Yes,
for
yes,
sure.
yes,
I remember the goal against Portsmouth.
yes,
That was,
yes, yes.
that was
First
the
ever
first
goal, free
goal for
kick.
United. But mostly from that year, that's where I really actually, as a kid, even knowing who he was Euro 2004. It was his time at the Euros that is where I was like, right.
Now, now, Jed, I forgot to mention this. We cannot count anything that they did internationally. It's only on the club scene. But again, the Euros,
Yeah,
like that season where people like
that's yeah,
really appreciate what he had to do. But Jed, you mentioned it like a
yeah. I think
debut.
you won the FA Cup that year as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
So he
yeah.
won the FA Cup. He actually
Yeah.
scored that game. I remember little bits of the game against Arsenal at Old Trafford where Ruben Nistelrooy famously missed a penalty. There was a one of
Cole.
Ronaldo dropping a reverse step over and splitting
Ashley
Ashley
Cole.
Cole,
Oh my
splitting
God, that
him.
was That was awful. I think
Yeah,
it was his back to him, and then he did a step over turn and went the other way. And Ashley Cole just, yeah,
yeah. And to me, that season was a lot of him coming in and a lot of English people think, wow, who's this guy right now doing all these skills, trying to show us off? He was getting booted, he was getting berated for diving, all that sort of stuff there. And fair play to him because a lot of people would sink into their shell there. With Cristiano, he just kept on coming, kept on coming. He got criticized, to be fair, from Ruben Nistelrooy at that time for not putting in
yeah,
crosses because he would jinking. At that time, Van Nistelrooy was the guy, and he was used to David Beckham looking up straight away and looking to find them, while Ronaldo was all about beating players and more or less not looking to get an assist or goal, but to show off and make people look stupid. Of course, that would change throughout the years,
that's
but
that's
that's
one
what
of
he was on.
that's one of the reasons that factored into Ruud van Nistelrooy later leaving Man United.
100%.
I think
Um,
that Ronaldo was the type of player to be direct, and I think a lot of his teammates thought that as well. But what we have to understand that this is an 18-year-old who just came from Portugal, who is finally sinking his teeth into the game of professional football. It's only his second professional year, so I mean,
100,
yeah,
100.
I think the English media are quick to bite on non-English players who, you know, do that. Whereas if it was English, someone like Rooney is given a lot more benefit of the doubt.
100. But so Jed, where are we going to rank this one? Where are you putting this season? Bear in mind, he won the FA Cup, his debut. Also, Jed, what was your highlight moment of that season for you? Was it the debut? Was it the goal against Portsmouth? Was
I,
it the final?
I think it was a debut.
It's
I think that
100% for me.
as soon as
100%.
he got the ball, you could see like Old Trafford just
Just
right
standing up, Jed.
up like in anticipation.
To
So
see that incredible. But Jed, where are you going to rank this season?
so I would put it in front of the 2002 2003 season as an all right season. It's better than
Okay,
the first season.
yeah.
I don't think it was is good enough to being good.
Okay. We're now going in, guys, to the 2004 and 2005 season where Ronaldo came off a fantastic Euros where like he was named in the team of the season. Obviously heartbreaking to see that Portugal didn't go on to win the Euros there in their home nation. But this season,
Still, they
pardon?
didn't. It's still
Yeah,
quite a surprise that they didn't win that. It's
trust me. But it's still so surprised to see Greece to me as the winners of that. But this season you've seen a lot more growth from Ronaldo. You've seen his kind of body kind of mature a little bit. Is there anything that you remember from this season, Jed?
Um, if I'm not mistaken, this was the tunnel game
Oh
hybrid.
yes, yes,
The
yes, 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 yes.
black kit, Roy Keane, Patrice Vieira, sorry, in the tunnel, and then Ronaldo's getting booed with every touch, and then he scored those two goals, and he was
Shush it.
the finger. I remember that one very vividly. I
What
remember where I think I can't remember who chipped over the cross and he smashed it into the net. And then the
I think
second one,
it might have been Paul Scholes who played in the past, or like
yeah,
Ryan Giggs. But yeah, Jed, but yeah, Jed, like that game was people known as the right is the Patrick Vieira, Ryan Roy Keane game, but it should be known as the Cristiano Ronaldo game, because as you, Jed, if you remember, I remember the little video of him and Thierry Henry pushing each other and then the fans getting at him, and the way he was able to respond. Bear in mind, Jed, Man United were 2-1 down. He gets the equalizer and then he scores a fantastic second goal with his thing about it, with his left foot there. It's shown like it was able to show the character of the player. But again, I'm just gonna mention a few stats here. 50 games, 9 goals, 9 assists. Now, going forward, it wasn't like from what Ronaldo's gonna put up, it's not incredible. But there was a bit of maturity from Ronaldo there, but there also a lot of times where he needed to learn. Because I remember there was a game against Benfica's Manchester United, I think, failed to make it out of the group stages that season, did they? No.
yeah. I think I do remember them being knocked out by Benfica. I think.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, Benfica, and like he went back to Portugal, and just remember he was very, very, very selfish right there, and he was criticized by a lot of people at that time for just being
I think
really, really selfish.
he got red carded as well that season. I think that against Chelsea, first game of the
Oh,
season, he
oh,
got a double yellow card.
oh, really?
But
But is there any other moments in that season? I just got to think about that moment against Arsenal scoring, think about it scoring them 2 goals
um,
there.
I remember his performance because I United reached the final of the FA Cup that year as well.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
remember,
he was he was sensational that day too. Him and bro, him
yeah,
and Rooney was incredible.
yeah, they lost on penalties to Arsenal, of course.
Uh,
And I remember he was great in that game.
uh, and another thing we failed to mention here is the signing of Rooney, because Ronaldo came in the first season as, oh, this Ronaldo guy, wow, and then they signed the prodigy who was Rooney at the time. And Rooney, let's be truthfully honest, Jed, 2005, yeah, he was ahead of Ronaldo. A lot of people will say that he was named as the golden boy. They signed him for a record for a teenager at that time. So I think it was interesting to kind of see that dynamic. Another thing that loomed around them was Ruud Al Nassr. But Jed, where would you rank this season? Bear in mind, 9 goals, 9 assists, 50
That's
games.
18 goal contributions um in 50 games.
But
Actually,
bear in mind, Man
this
United
season,
kind of
yeah,
struggled in the league too. They finished third.
this season they were actually knocked out by AC Milan. If you remember where they were in the famous white
Oh
jersey
yeah,
away.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was the season after that.
I think it's an all right season, better than the previous season, but not good enough to get into good. I think this this season was a strong transition.
Yeah.
I him a lot more mature of a player, but he still hadn't cracked it yet. He still hadn't cracked the code yet, I would say.
Now, are you happy to put it above his previous season?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. He was getting better every season. There was no, though he wasn't regressing. He
But
was going forward. Like
but did you
as
not
far
feel United like regressed as a team that season? I don't know, like them finishing third and trophyless that year.
because if you realize they were getting to the point where they were starting to implement the future, and obviously that's going to come at a trade off where okay, the results might not start to appear now, but then in the future it will get better and better. So that's where I would say yeah, and
So
and plus I don't think at that point there was no team that was beating that Chelsea team. This was the first of Mourinho's double, right?
yeah,
Back to back.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think any team was gonna get in the way of what Mourinho was doing at Chelsea. So they were just a victim of circumstance.
So moving on to his 2005, 2006 season, Jed, is there any interesting things that like came out of that season for you?
So from looking at the statistics, his goal contribution vastly improved. So we're
12.
talking
So
12.
so so it was in 47 games, Jed. He scored 12 goals and 8 assists. So that was 20 goal contributions. As much as I don't want to mention all the contributors, contributions, it did improve. But the interesting thing for me, Jed, to me in that season was Man United slowly progressing away from Ruven Nistelrooy. You remember famously that year, Ferguson left out Ruven Nistelrooy in the League Cup final and elected to play Rooney, Ronaldo, and Luis Saha in the starting 11. Nistelrooy was very, very angry about that. But what do you what do you remember from Cristiano that season?
So the League Cup final was 4-0 Wigan.
Yes,
Do
yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah, yes, 4-0 against Wigan. He ripped. I think Rooney was
you
named
took
man
off
of the
his shirt
match.
when he scored?
Pardon?
Yeah. You took off his shirt when he scored?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
Because I was at the Millennium Stadium. Yeah, oh, I remember that. I remember that game. That's the game I remember vividly. Um, I think that was what I remember, and I also remember his discipline not doing well. I think within that season, the players, the English defenders or the English Premier League players, started getting to him a lot more. He
Hundred percent, 100%,
got a red
hundred
card
percent
against Man
against
City.
he got a red card against Liverpool.
Liverpool, and you got a lot of yellow cards. The diving, simulation, getting kicked, and also this was what 3 years deep into his time at Man United, so there
Yeah.
was a lot of rumblings, especially with the way Rooney had taken
Hmm.
to United a lot better than
Yeah.
Ronaldo initially. So that I think 3 years in, there's a lot of
And Jed, you mentioned like his discipline, Jed. He had 8 yellow cards that season, one like one red card. And I can almost promise you there, guys, a lot of that is due to the fact of him, the players getting to his head, diving, just overall, just stupid yellow cards instead of things like, oh, he might tackle someone and this like that. Yeah, for me, like it was you could see the improvement, Jed, but there was a lot of frustration in that season. At times he was like, oh, when is he gonna think about it? Like when is he gonna do? When is he gonna kick on?
yeah.
Obviously he had some incredible moments in there. I think he scored one sensational goal against Portsmouth with his left foot from like 30 yards out. He had some insane
Smashing.
moments, but it wasn't a thing where he was a match winner. He wasn't taking the game by the scruff of the neck. But also, I felt like that was also down to Ruven Nistelrooy being there. So, Jed, highlight moment for that season. What was your highlight moment? The League Cup final.
I'd say definitely it'd be the League Cup final. Obviously, I know we can't talk about it, but I don't think we can go past this year and not mention the fact that he was one of the best players at the World Cup. But
We will Jed. We will get to that in the next one. But I just want to confirm right now. Where do you want to put this season, Jed? Is it
I
all
think
right again?
I think we
Good,
should.
good, good. So,
I
so you
think
believe that it was better than his other seasons?
yeah, 100%. Like I said, he was getting better with every year.
Okay, okay. Now let's get into the
Oh,
meat and potato. This is when Ronaldo he started to cook. Yeah, and this is where my memory of Cristiano Ronaldo
this
gets
is the
better.
season I really started to hate him
Bro,
because
this is when he became him. Now, Jed, it's interesting in this season because the one thing that stands out, you mentioned the World Cup and how he was one of the best players there. It was very interesting because the British media tried to get rid of him because of what happened with Rooney in the World Cup, him getting Rooney sent off and all that. And I remember famously on BBC, Alan Shearer and them guys are saying that I won't be surprised if Rooney like stitched him up or something like that, or like he'll never play for Man United again. The British media was killing Cristiano, and famously, Ferguson went to Cristiano and said, "It's all right, don't worry, they'll get over that. Just focus." And I remember, I think the first game of the season, that season, him and Rooney combined for like 2 goals each. They won
was,
4-0
was
in
it
that.
against Fulham?
Fulham, yes, 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 yes,
Oh,
yes.
I
But
remember the goal where it was a cross.
yes,
And
and
he
then
hits it.
Ronaldo with the
And
volley.
I Was it Schwarzer? Who
Yeah,
was
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah, yeah. With the arms up in
him
the air.
like that? Yeah.
Like,
I put that goal and then he was doing the assist.
yes. Now,
Um,
yeah, I'm gonna mention the stats too, right? I should mention the stats in every season. 53 games, Jet, 23 goals and 14 assists, Jet. So he's combining for around 37 contributions in all competitions. He finished third in the Ballon d'Or voting that season. Jed, do you want to talk a little bit about that season for
uh,
Cristiano?
so first of all, this was the first AIG season I remember. White crest around United. This one, this
Yes, yes.
this one from here, like my mind was fully open to football, so I can tell you what it was. Yeah. Oh, this was a season where like Ronaldo became a very scary player, and I remember watching this season a lot. My father's a Man United fan as well, so I remember watching this season with him where my dad was always a supporter of Ronaldo. He's a supporter of the typical tricky, skillful maestros because his favorite player of all time is Diego Maradona. And my dad kept on telling me, listen, this Ronaldo guy, give him 2, 3 years, he'll be the best player in the world. And I feel like this season was the season where we could look at each other and say, okay, this is he's arrived. I think this was the time where he had really come to form and fruition. You can remember you can point to the game against AS Roma.
Yes,
Uh
yes, yes.
7-1. Not even the 7-1. It was the goal he scored in Roma. They lost 2-1. But do you remember the header?
Wait, Jed, was that not the season after?
I promise it was that season. I promise that might be the
It,
season after.
no, Jed. It was definitely the season after. We're gonna get to that, Jed. We're gonna. It was
Okay.
definitely because that
But
first goal at Old Trafford was his first ever Champions League
Champions
goal,
League goal. And I
and
think
then like,
he'd been frustrated the whole game because everyone was scoring but him.
and you know what, Jed? What was interesting for me about the season is two things. You could see him slowly but surely take that mantle away from Ronaldo, him kind of transitioning into that out and out wide player, coming into this inside forward right player where like let's say he's playing in between the full back and think about it, the center back. So he scored some incredible goals that season. But the one moment that stands out for me was Fulham away from home. Man United are going for the title. And it's a important game. Chelsea are on their heels. It's 1-1. Ronaldo picks the ball up. I think it's the 87th or 88th minute. He picks the ball up deep in his own half. He
Into
drives at them, drives deep to the heart, then cuts inside. The thing about it, the shot takes a deflection, but it goes into the net, and he runs over. And just seeing the whole team go around him, it felt at that moment that yes, he is him. He is the man. He is the man that's going to take us to the thing about it to the finishing line. And like you can slowly but surely see like the team transition from Rooney being the guy to Ronaldo. Think about it being the guy that season second in Jed. He was also named the PFA Young Player of the Year and Player of the Year. I think he was the first player to ever do
only
that.
two players have done that. I think it's him and Bell.
Yes, only two players. Now, Jed, where are you going to rank this season right now? Bear in mind, Man United won their first league, and I think after like 3 years without winning it, they finished. They got the semi-finals of the Champions League that season, losing to the eventual winners, AC Milan. Where are you ranking this season, Jed?
I'm torn between great and amazing.
I'm gonna say great because of the amount of stuff that is coming next.
No, but that's the thing. I want to rank it relative to that season. I
Okay,
think
okay, to be fair,
it
third
was
in the Ballon d'Or voting,
yeah.
amazing,
I feel amazing. You factor in the World
amazing,
Cup
amazing.
and everything. I feel
I
amazing.
do with yeah, you're right there. With what happened to him at the World Cup, a lot of players would have sunk in that situation there. For him to perform the way he performed, incredible,
Yeah,
and to be
yeah.
Man United's man. Now, Jed, let's
So
get into
before we run, one of my favorite moments from that season, I think it was Aston Villa away.
yes,
Scored a screamer from there, but I remember I think he scored 2 goals, and I
yeah,
remember the fans had been booing him, and like he scored a scorcher. I think he did the one. That's where he did the
yeah.
one, two,
What?
three. And, yeah. That was that. Yeah, it was a great, amazing season from him. I think.
Amazing season for Chris. That was the first season that he really got known as one of the world's best. Now, Jed, let's talk about this season. And this season is this time in football was probably my favorite year in football, but this is a very sentimental moment for me. 2007-8 season, Jed. Let me mention numbers here. Close your eyes, kids. Listen here. Because it's not only about the numbers, the performance is what we're talking about too. But 49 games, 52 goals, 8 assists for a winger. This was the year that Messi, Ronaldo, and Tevez all came together. But we all know that Ronaldo was the man. And to be fair, at the start of
I
the
think you
season,
meant
people
Rooney
were
Ronaldo.
questioning. Go on, Jed.
I think you meant Rooney Ronaldo. I think you said
Yeah,
Messi
you
Ronaldo.
saw, Rooney, Ronaldo, and Tevez.
Yeah.
At the start of the season, people were questioning, "Oh, will this front three work? Why is he thinking about it? Why is he doing that?" I remember the game against Wigan where they all got on the score sheet. They won like 4-0 or like something like that, and seeing them all come together like that was amazing. But to me, what's interesting about that is that you had two ball of strikers who were just great as individuals, but also great as a collective. But they both got outshone by Cristiano Ronaldo by a country mile that year. Ronaldo nearly doubled his goal tally, but to me, it's like, where did this come from, Jed? Because
Do you
it got to the
remember he actually had a really bad start to the season because
yes, yes,
he
yes,
didn't
yes, 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 yes.
goals and then he got a red card against Portsmouth. And I
Portsmouth,
remember
yes, yes, yes,
then
yes,
he
yes.
missed the Manchester derby, and then I very vividly remember Man City won. Michael,
Yes.
and that
Yeah,
was when
yeah.
City had just been taken over, so
Mm-hmm.
they were having their little,
And bear in
so
mind, this is not when City got taken over. This is the
but this
first
was
mini takeover.
the first takeover, and then obviously the second one is, but this was there Michael Johnson, Robinho, Kasper Schmeichel, Elano, Joe,
Elarno, Stilian Petrov,
the Petrov, yeah. uh,
but Jed, like you talk about moments in that series, Jed, there's
uh,
too many moments, too many
way
moments.
too many,
You
way
know,
too
you people
to
talk
go
about
there.
the Champions League final goal, the hat trick against Newcastle, his first ever professional hat trick.
Free kick,
But
free kick
there's
against
there's
Portsmouth.
three moments that kind of stand out to me. It was the game against Roma where he scores that header. And that was a day that people looked at Ronaldo. Oh, he scores loads of great goals, but with that header, he became a complete player. That whatever you want, left foot. I remember the game against Everton where like he scored 2 goals. He had one where he cut inside onto his left foot and curled it in. Yeah, with his left foot. But two other moments I need to mention was when Ferguson gave him the armband against Bolton, and like in the first 25 minutes, he scores 2 goals, and then he scored a dipping free kick. But I need to talk about that Portsmouth game where he scores a fantastic first goal. But that free kick, that probably one of the most iconic moments in his career and one of the most iconic free kicks of all time. Just seeing that ball dip and see David James just with his arms out saying,
It's
"Yo,
like, oh,
what
there's
we
not
gonna
much.
do? What we gonna do here?" It was just absolutely astonishing, like what he was able to think about it, what he was able to do um at that time. 42 goals in all competitions, just
One of
complete guy.
one of my personal favorites was in the Champions League group stage against Sporting Lisbon. I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
it made it 2-1, and he just
And he
like he
just
shot.
and he just scored because bear in mind, because bear in mind, I don't think he celebrated
They celebrated in Portugal because he
yeah,
scored a hat, I think, and they
yeah.
won one, and he did celebrate. But then he scored, he made it 2-1. It just,
And
just
as great as their moments were for Cristiano, he also had some, difficult moments. He missed in the final, and he also missed against Barcelona in the first leg, you know.
I don't camp, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so he had moments where like he missed. But overall, Jed, to me, personally, all round, this is the greatest Premier League season I've ever seen from an individual, close to probably Luis Suarez and like Thierry Henry there. But this is the number one season for me. Jed, I'm gonna put this. Personally, this is a GOAT season for me. I don't know
There's nowhere else to put it, in my opinion. This
the
was a very,
complete
very, very
the complete Cristiano Ronaldo season as a Manchester United player. Just absolutely devastating what he was able to do at that time. But guys, if you have any good stuff about this season, please comment down below and like let us know. So we're now going to move on to the 2008-9 season for Cristiano Ronaldo, where like he played 53 games and scored 26 goals and got 12 assists in that season. Jed, what do you remember from this season? Because the first thing that comes to mind for me is how Real Madrid kind of twisted his head in the summer, and
uh
there was so much speculation about him going to Real, like Real. Real Madrid that season. He wanted to go. He begged Ferguson to let him go. Ferguson came out and mentioned the fact that he wouldn't sell the president of Real Madrid a virus because of how they pursued Cristiano Ronaldo. But that really turned his head, and he had a poor start to the season for that reason. Is that you remember any more to that part?
I remember the injury. I remember he had an ankle injury. The ankle injury, so he had an ankle surgery, and that ended up affecting later on in his career, ended up affecting him, but it also affected this season. This season was a relatively standard season. I remember he scored 18 goals in the Premier League. I think it was less. The top scorer was Drogba the top scorer.
No, no. So top scorer was Nicolas Anelka
Nelka, yeah,
Nicolas Anelka with
by
19
one.
goals. And I
Yeah, yeah,
remember, bro, that season and this was in going like coincided with him going to Real Madrid. Ferguson took him off against Manchester City after they were 2-0 up. I remember him leaving and
true.
just throwing his
Exactly.
jacket, you know. It to me that was a very frustrating season for Cristiano Ronaldo because you mentioned the injuries and what in like what was going on with Real Madrid. This also coincided with Rooney. Bald Rooney seemed to come out that year, and Rooney kind of took the mantle from Cristiano Ronaldo like until like halfway to the season. To be fair, I just remember Rooney having some sensational performances against West Brom, against Celtic, and Ronaldo almost like not as committed as he usually was.
Yeah, it took a backseat a bit. And as I
Yeah,
said, the ankle surgery was serious. He missed key games. So if you remember, do you remember Zenit St. Petersburg? They
yeah,
beat the Super Cup, if you remember.
yeah. He missed
Ronaldo
that.
missed that. And then also it's just he wasn't as the focal point as he was the season before. Yeah, he was still their best player, but the shift was like, okay, I think at the club they knew he was going to leave. They
Yeah,
knew,
yeah, yeah,
and so they're like, okay, let's start gearing towards that last season. And he also had a dry run of form in the Premier League in terms of
yeah.
goals. And there was a
100.
yeah, there was I think like 6, 7, 8 games where he didn't score.
Yeah,
Um,
he didn't score, and that was early on in the season. And also, a big thing to mention there was Dimitar Berbatov coming in, because he was used to the Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez sort of thing, and now Berbatov coming in, and obviously Tevez not knowing.
Berbatov was bought on deadline day, wasn't it?
Yes, 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 yes. Berbatov was like
32.
born, and they're like they. And I'm not saying like it didn't hit off with him and Ronaldo, but the balance wasn't the same. You see how flowing Rooney, Tevez, and like Ronaldo was. Well, Berbatov is a completely different style to a player like Tevez, where he's very very bullish. Tevez very bullish, working hard. While Berbatov is quite laid back, at the ball into me, play, spin, touch, and all that thing. Another big thing that I remember that season was that in big games, Ronaldo would go out and play as a striker, and that was of course in his earlier career and playing as you play, he was a striker, but he was primarily a winger. But I remember famously that game against Arsenal, and obviously the Champions League final too. He played as a striker, and people mentioned what was a highlight moment of that season. To me, it was the game at the Emirates where he scores that 40-yard screamer. As much as I believe Manuel Amuni should have saved it, he scored it. And then that famous counter-attack goal where Ji-sung Park, Rooney, Ronaldo, devastating from one corner to the other goal. And yeah, just overall, just wasn't as committed. Another highlight moment was 2 goals against Stoke City. He scored 2 free kicks that day, and like he scored his 100 and
Was
101
one.
goal for Man United.
I think I've got a few highlights from this season. So I'd say so one highlight was obviously the long range goal against Porto
Oh
in the
yes, yes. How could I forget that moment?
that made it 2-2 as well and got like vital away goals.
Way
So
goal, yeah.
that goal, for some reason this moment sticks in my head. 5-2 against Tottenham.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
5-2
The
against Tottenham.
comeback after being 2-0 down.
And I think he got what, 2 goals, one
Yeah,
assist, took
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah.
I'll never forget that for some reason. Another big moment, yeah, like you said in the Champions League against Arsenal with the counter attack and the free kick. That, yeah, I think that was a bit poor from
From
Almunia, but
Almunia. But
let's find out about him.
but Jed, where are we gonna rank this season, Jed? Because again, Man United won the Premier League, they won the Club World Cup. As much as I believe that like those stuff go into the season prior, he also won the League Cup with Man United. That season. They semi-finals of the FA Cup and obviously finals of the Champions League. So Man United went deep in every competition. But to me, Ronaldo regressed in a way, and that was due to the fact of what happened in Real Madrid. Where are you putting this? Because I
I,
personally, go on.
I was gonna say it's not an amazing season, but it's better than a good season. I'll say it's a great season.
It's same. Man United winning 3 league titles in a row, champions. I think about it, a Champions League final. For him to, yeah, Jed, I totally agree with you there. Great season. Not it didn't stand out for Cristiano and Ronaldo, but now let's get into Jed's part. Let's get into Jed's meat and potatoes. This is where I take a back seat and let him cook uh for the next 9 seasons. Now let's get into Cristiano Ronaldo's 2009-10 season. He makes a record £80 million move to Real Madrid, arguably the greatest transfer of all time. Jed, talk to me about his first season at Real Madrid. Jed, let's make it brief. Yeah, don't kill us with too much detail here.
All right, cool. Well, you know how it was going into the 2009 season. My favorite player of all time, Kaká, coming in that the week after Ronaldo's coming in. Let me
One more
tell you
thing,
something.
one more thing. He played 35 games. He scored 33 goals and 10 assists. So goal contribution was 43 and 35 games. It's very small. But Jed, carry on.
Well, let me tell you, the start of Ronaldo's Real Madrid career in the league. When I tell you that was near perfect to me, the Deportivo La Corona, he scored a penalty. Then the next game he came on against Espanyol because we had a Champions League game. Scored against Espanyol through Kameni's legs. Zerez, he scored in the first 30 seconds of the game. Ran
Yeah,
all the way from the left wing to the right wing, shot across outside the area. He got 2 goals that day. And then Villarreal, he scored within the first 5 minutes of the game. He made a run all the way from the left wing, all the way just edge of the box, fired in. It was going great. In the Champions League, he scored what? I think he scored two free kicks against Zurich, and then he
yeah,
scored 2 against Marseille as well. But then in the Marseille game, he got an ankle injury, and that gave a very big halt to his season and Madrid's season. He missed about 10 games,
yeah,
and he was rushed back for the Clásico that Barcelona beat us 1-0. If you remember, Zlatan
yeah, yeah,
Ibrahimovic.
yeah, 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 yeah. Zlatan Ibrahimovic scored the winner.
Vital games against Sevilla that we lost. We drew to Sporting Lyon. We held on with Kaká and everyone else. But the ankle injury didn't help. He also got suspended. He got a red card against Malaga. His temper was still. You could still see. I do think the weight and the pressure of being the world's most expensive player was there. And this is in Manchester United. No disrespect to Manchester United, but this was Madrid. Overall,
Highlight,
as
what was the highlight moment? Because I remember the free kick against Villarreal was like that was sensational. What was your highlight moment of that season?
so when speaking about that free kick, I love that free kick, but he did something that game that I didn't like. So there was a penalty, and he
Oh
wanted to take
yeah,
it.
yeah,
And Xabi Alonso was very adamant that he wanted to take it for some reson. I think Ronaldo wanted to dedicate a goal to Madeira, who there was a national disaster. There was like
hmm
a flood there. So he was very angry, didn't celebrate with the squad. It was when he took the free kick and scored. My
yeah. I had to push you here. Come, we still got loads of
uh
seasons to get
I
by.
would say, yeah, I would say the first 4 games.
Oh,
Just
first,
I would say
just
it culminates with the Villarreal goal. I think that
okay.
was top moments.
Now, Jed, where are you going to rank this season? Because bear in mind, bro, 35 games. He missed a lot of games that season, but 33 goals. When he was on the field, it was sensational. Where are you putting this season?
I will put this season as oh, by the way, my favorite moment is his first hat trick, Marioka.
Okay.
Um
Uh,
I I would say great, but less than the 2008-2009 season.
really? Okay,
Yes.
how? Because when he was on the field, Jed, he was sensational, man.
Yeah. But
But
with a signing like that, with the money like that, and especially with the other signings he was with, the impacts needed to be immediate. And yes, he was scoring the goals overall, but we still got knocked down around the 16 to Leon.
By Leon.
I'd say that I'd put the 2008, 2009 season over it.
Definitely. No, actually, to me that's debatable. But guys, let me know there. Okay, moving on to the next season, 2011-10 season. Jed, Ronaldo played 54 games, scored 53 goals, and got 18 assists. Goodness gracious me, I think goal contributions of 71. Brother, what are you on? This is where the numbers get a bit funny. This is where it's a bit crazy right now. Jed, let's talk about that season. Yeah, he didn't win a Ballon. This is where Messi, from 2009 to 2012, is when Messi went through that crazy one where he won 4 d'Ors in a row. People made debate should he won a Ballon d'Or. But Jed, talk to me about this season. Yeah, tell me what you think.
Let me just say, for this season, he scored a free kick and it hit Pepe's back. Controversially, Marca gave the goal to him, so it's 54 goals in 54 games. Other people say that it's Pepe's goal, so it's 53 goals in 54 games. So that's their little trivia for you there. But this season was a
thank you, Jed. Thank you for that one. That's actually good.
Literally this season was a great season for me personally, watching as a fan. I think he really came into it. This is goal scoring Ronaldo coming into it. This is where he was becoming the most complete version of himself. If we go through that October run and the goals he was scoring, 2 Depot, 2 Malaga, 4 Racing, 2 against Hercules. I think this season he scored a hat-trick against Malaga. He scored 4 goals against Levante in the Copa del Rey. This is the most complete version, one of the most complete versions of Ronaldo, I'll say. It's just unfortunate that this Ronaldo coincided with the best version of Barcelona.
I'm Messi.
And Messi. No, but if you look at the numbers, I think Messi scored about 54, 55. I think
so. Messi scored 52 or something like that. Yeah.
So they were in and around the same numbers. This season was almost. I think Pep Guardiola finished with 96 points in the league, and we finished with 92.
Yeah.
So we're 4 points off the league. We lost in the semi-finals to Barcelona, and in the Copa del Rey, we beat Barcelona in the final, which goes on to my
highlight mo
of the season. It was Mourinho taking the gamble of, yes, Ronaldo was a left winger, but playing him up front in that game, and us finally getting one over Pep in competition. So that's my great moment.
Now, Jed, where are we ranking this season now? Because you mentioned the numbers are stupid, but bear in mind Real Madrid didn't win the Champions League and didn't win the league, and we're talking about Real Madrid here. Winning the Copa del Rey is cool, and bear in mind it was big for them because it was getting one over Barcelona and also winning their first bit of silverware in almost like 3-4 seasons. But it's still Real Madrid, and overall probably a disappointing season. But Jed, where are you ranking this season for Cristiano?
I think it was an amazing season because he finished
over the 6-7 season.
Over the 6-7 season,
easily for me. The trophies of course he didn't get the trophies that season, but for what he did at that time, and him and Messi just going like hell for leather at each other was incredible. Now let's move on to the 2011-12 season for Cristiano Ronaldo. Played 55 games. Wait for the numbers, guys. I'm telling you, numbers gonna make you drop. 60 goals, 15 assists, a goal contribution of 75. Listen, the numbers are so big to get my maths wrong. The numbers are just incredible. Jed, talk to me about this season. Listen, I'm gonna let you talk. Go on. Let's have it, Jed. Let's have it.
I could do a full season about this. I could do a full video about this season alone. This season, I probably watched every single Madrid game out there, Copa del Rey, League, and Champions League. This season is really, really unfortunate that we weren't able to get that Champions League, because I think, Messi scored his 90 goals or whatever in the calendar year or whatnot. But
91.
Whatever. As the season, this actual season, this was almost near flawless. start the season bam with a hat trick against Zaragoza. This season was we had a white and gold, and we
Yeah,
really know that is the Real Madrid strip. 60 goals. Well, I think he scored 46 in the league, which is
yeah.
only four of the record, which is Messi 50, which is insane. Um, countless moments, countless moments. Hat trick as Zaragoza, hat trick against Atletico Madrid. The performances against Sevilla, where he's scoring three when we're winning 7-3. Hat trick against Levante. Free kick, shot from range, header. I think this was the most complete version of Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's talk about the game where he was at the Bernabeu and he didn't do so well against Barcelona, missing
Barcelona.
chances. And he responded the next week by going to Sevilla and absolutely smacking them, going on the tier and just scoring goals after goals. Let's talk about the hat trick at Osasuna. Let's talk about the shot from range at Osasuna where
Oh, what about
he
and then
raised
yeah,
it.
and then he's pointing at his thigh, like just moments like that. And Jed, the highlight moment. What's the highlight moment of that season for you, Jed?
It has to be Karma.
Listen, people don't
Karma.
understand what made that moment so special is that, listen, he got criticized for missing chances against Barcelona in the first game at the Bernabeu. Real Madrid need to win to like secure their league and stop Barcelona from winning four in a row. The game's a bit messy. They're kind of getting out of there, but Ronaldo, Ozil into Ronaldo rounds off was Valdez at the time, and just that moment of him doing karma, and also like his shirt was tucked in a little and silencing the new camp the way he did. That to me is a top 10 moment in Ronaldo's career. One of the most iconic goal celebrations, one of the most iconic moments in history of football. I remember Dani Alves a couple years later, just in an interview, just even doing the karma as a joke, just an overall iconic moment. And what an iconic season for them. Real Madrid getting 100 points in that season. And as Jed said, it would have been a perfect season if they went on to win the Champions League. But we know what happened there. He missed a penalty.
It's a
Kaká
bittersweet.
and
Yeah,
Ramos missed.
it's a
Jed,
bit one. That
where are you ranking this season?
I think it's a GOAT season. It goes.
Really? A gold
I
season,
think
100 points?
it goes below the 2007-2008 season just because of what he achieved. But I do think it is like
But Jed, no Ballon d'Or that year.
oh yeah.
Do you know what it is? I'm not. Do you know? I think personally, that's guys. I need to know what are you having 2008-7 season or the 2011-12 season? Because that one, like, I'm in the mindset of I want to see the performance, yeah, mixed with the accolades and just his overall performance that year. That is the most complete version of Cristiano Ronaldo in 2012, and the Champions League would have represented that. But let's move on to 2012, 2013. I mentioned the complete. This one to me is the complete season for Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm talking about performance wise. I mean, he gave you absolutely everything. And I know we're not talking about it, but that performance against Sweden, yeah, that hat trick against Sweden, I have to mention it. I know it has nothing to do with this because we're only talking
wasn't
about the
that
club.
wasn't that into the 2013-2014? I think that was into the 2013-2014
Was it?
season. Yeah, because it was late 2013 with the World Cup being the next year.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it was the
Yes.
last qualifier, and then the draw was being done in December.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah,
why he
yeah.
won the Ballon d'Or, because that performance was done so late into the run. So yeah.
But he was crowned the Ballon. Yeah, he was crowned the Ballon d'Or winner. That
That's for the next season, not
yeah.
that season.
No, but it coincided to what he did that
Yeah,
season
yeah.
too. Jed, let me just mention the numbers: 55 games, 55 goals, 13 assists. His goal contribution dropped a little bit, but Jed, tell me how amazing Ronaldo was that year. Interestingly enough, Real Madrid didn't win a trophy that year. Does that kind of affect the way you look at that season?
I think it does affect the way that this season was like the almost could have been season and then just ended up being nothing. It ended on a very sour note for Marino, which is unfortunate. I mean, Ronaldo had amazing performances. His contribution against Barcelona in the Copa del Rey semi-finals. If you remember that performance at the new camp with him and Di Maria just tearing Barcelona apart, getting the
Oh yeah,
brace.
yeah.
Even in the final of the Copa del Rey, he scored a goal, we're in the lead, and then everything bad that happened in our season happened in that game again, and we just collapsed under our own weight. Ronaldo got a red card. Marino walked out the stadium. Atletico Madrid won this was the beginning of the rise of Atletico Madrid. From that moment, winning a Copa del Rey on our ground, on our turf, on Mourinho, Diego Simeone as well. So this season, for everything the accolades were, it just ended disappointingly. There were great moments like the two goals against Barcelona when Ronaldo and Messi were going back and forth in
Oh
the.
yes. Oh yes. What? Oh,
Yeah, we have that. We have the performance against Man United, obviously away from home, scoring and raising his hands. You have the performance where we went away to Ajax and we
yeah, yeah,
won
yeah.
the sponsor and he scored a hat trick there. He scored against Galatasaray as well. Again, we came short in the semi-finals, but that felt like okay, this has to be the last semi-final that we go out again because going out to being outshown by Lewandowski in both, the because we played. People don't know we played Dortmund twice. We played Dortmund 4 times that year. We played them in the group stage and they
Yeah.
beat us again. And we played them in the semi-final and they beat us again. And it was both outshone by Lewandowski. So I would
Uh,
say this season for Ronaldo was amazing, but not
um,
better than the 2006-2007 season.
okay. Okay. And highlight moment would you say was him and Messi going back and forth?
I would say his highlight moment would either be the goal at Old Trafford, or I would say his contribution to Madrid's win in the Copa del Rey away from home. That was my favorite moment, personally, of course.
Okay, so going into the 2013-14 season, again, it's an iconic season for Real Madrid as a team because it was the La Decima season. They also won the Copa del Rey that season. Ronaldo uh did miss the final, but he played 47 games, 51 goals, 17 assists. I think he equaled the goal contributions of last season with less games. But Jed, talk to me about this season, the moment where they finally get La Decima. Tell me about
I
this season
mean,
for Ronaldo.
this season here, I feel like he fulfilled the prophecy. If there was any one thing that Ronaldo was brought in to do was to win the Champions League. But let's not even talk about him winning the Champions League. It's not just about him winning the Champions League. It's about the dominance he showed in that competition. This is the CA scored 17 goals, yes?
Yes, 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 yes. 17 goals in 11 games.
I remember
Jed.
hat-trick, Galatasaray, 2 goals, Copenhagen, 2 goals, Juventus, another 1 goal. Then he scored one against Copenhagen again. He scored two against Schalke, two against Schalke again. Then
Yeah,
he scored one against Dortmund, two against Bayern, and then I would say one
he
in the
scored
final.
one in the final.
So
Wait, did he score a goal in every round?
no, so he missed. I remember he missed the game against Galatasaray at home that we won 4-1 and Bell took over. Um, mate, this season here, it's funny because I feel like this is the season where yes, it was a great, great contributions and stuff, but it started coming to the point where we saw him playing a lot less in La Liga
Yeah,
because I feel like the physical wear and tear, and especially this season, he was trying to save himself for the World Cup because he had injuries, muscular injuries, that
yeah.
he didn't want to go and get surgery for the World Cup. So we almost sacrificed our chances in La Liga for one, winning the Champions League, and two, preserving himself for the World Cup. So this is the starting period of Ronaldo saving himself for the bigger moments, let's
And
say.
Yeah, and also you must understand that it was slowly but surely petering to Ronaldo's transition in performance, in like style of play, where we've gone from being this tricky wide player who does come inside and like scores goals, but mainly goes at players. You're talking about him dribbling at players so much of the game. Now it's okay, it's less dribbles, but it's more efficiency coming into his game, more goal obsessed. Cristiano Ronaldo. But Jed, highlight moment and where do you rank this season?
That's a tough one. Highlight moments could be his goal against Schalke.
Bro, I was gonna say you know, it was Matip that he did too. He ripped Matip a new one. That was, bro, that was a nasty moment.
I can't choose between that goal and the goal against Galatasaray as well,
Oh
where we
yes, where like where like he done he done the whole team wearing the orange kit, but
no, we wore blue
blue,
that
blue, blue.
it was orange with blue with
Oh
white.
yes. Got that mixed up. But Jed, where you ranking this season, Jed?
I'm ranking this season as a GOAT season.
Yeah.
He won
Now,
the
is
Ballon
it
d'Or.
above 12, 11, 12?
It has to be just by default, I think. Just with what he accomplished, he won the Ballon d'Or.
What about 7, 8?
Not above 7-8.
Not
Not
above.
above.
But yeah, do you know what it is? In my opinion, 2012, 13 was the best overall version of Cristiano Ronaldo.
I
But I
know.
but I get it that we're just uh because overall performance, you don't feel like 13, 12, 13 was his best sort of performance season.
I don't think it reaches the GOAT performance. I think the GOAT performance there
Wait,
has to
wait, let's just, is it over 6, 7? No,
no, no,
it's not over 6, 7 for you. 2006, 7?
no, no.
Okay, well, to be fair, okay, Jed, I'm not, listen, I'm a holder and I'm a trust, but guys, let me know, let us know. Now let's move on to 2014, 15 season. Ronaldo played 54 games, scored 61 goals, and got 23 assists. Oh my days, he got a goal contribution of 84.
This
My
season really
days,
hurts.
Jed.
This season really, really hurts me because it could have been everything, and it ended up just being nothing. And when I talk about this was Ronaldo I think this was Ronaldo's peak as a striker. That transition, I
Yeah.
think, was when he had fully transitioned into this role. There was a run from September all the way till almost November where he just couldn't stop scoring. So he scored against Atletico, he got a hat trick against Deportivo, then he got four against Elche, he got a goal against Villarreal, he got a hat trick against Bilbao, he got a brace against Levante, he scored in the Clasico where we beat Barca 3-1. He
Mm-hmm.
scored against Granada, Vallecano, 2 against Eibar. He just couldn't stop scoring. It was almost like an obsession. And I
I remember
mean,
Real Madrid also went through this like crazy winning streak of 20 something games at the time. It was something nuts like that.
I honestly, it's just shocking that we didn't go further to win anything. I think we just suffered a second half collapse where stuff started happening in our midfield. James Rodriguez brought a bit of an imbalance to the team. I think Modric or Cruz got injured. Ancelotti just lost it, and the higher ups didn't have a lot of faith in him at all. But this season came down to fine margins, and
Yeah.
we just fine margins. But Ronaldo, performance wise, I mean, come on, remember the game against Liverpool away?
Oh,
Remember that?
devastating. The freaking James Rodriguez chipping it, Ronaldo with that half volley into the top corner, man. Ridiculous. Highlight was, would you say, what was your highlight moment of that season, Jed?
Our highlight moment of that season would be the counter attack against Barcelona. The counter attack against Barcelona at the Bernabeu that led to Benzema's goal.
Yeah.
I would say the goal against Liverpool. I
Yeah.
would say the race against Sevilla. Those headers.
Oh yes, Wilmo Bills and then them looping
Yeah.
headers into the far corner.
Yeah, and I'll even say I know that we lost this game, but the goal that we scored against Barcelona at the new camp where we lost 2-1, that he passed the Benzema back heel that he finished past Valdes.
Yeah, with the outside of his foot.
Yeah, this season was, I think this was, I think it's better than any of the amazing seasons
Most
there.
most goals he's ever scored in Jed in a season.
I think it's better than all the amazing seasons there. So I think it's better than all the amazing seasons, but I don't think it does enough to crack into the GOAT season. So I'd put it
Oh,
at the top of amazing. And we have to
okay.
just standards here. I know.
Okay, yeah. High, but 61 goals, Jed. 61. Oh, Jed, we're moving on to the 15-16 season. Ronaldo played 14, he played 48 games, scored 51 goals, and got 15 assists that season. Bear in mind, Real Madrid went on to win the Champions League that season. And I know that's gonna play into how you rank him overall in that season. But Jed, what do you remember from that season?
This is the season where I started to remember people, he start going on bad runs and people be like whispering, is Ronaldo done? Is Ronaldo done? Bam, hat trick next week. Is Ronaldo done? He scores 5 against Espanyol. Oh, is Ronaldo done? Then he'll score 4 against Celta Vigo. I'll never forget a game where the fans were booing Ronaldo for his performance against Celta Vigo. And he ended up scoring 4 goals, getting the Bernabeu to applause him. If you remember, this was the season where again we won the Champions League once again. And yeah, there were some great performances. He scored 4 goals against Malmo in the group stage. This was the comeback against Wolfsburg after going
Yes,
to
yes, 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 yes. That is my highlight moment of that season
yeah,
for me.
0 down against Wolfsburg and then coming back. You remember the goal against Roma as well, cuts it onto the right and then shoots or
It
leaps over the keeper.
takes a bit
Um
of deflection.
and I mean, I know we're not including internationals, but this is the Euro year as well. It helps a lot. Yeah, overall, this is like Ronaldo, again, like you said, he only played 2 competitions. He wasn't even in the squad for the Copa del Rey game that we played. This was him more starting to recognize that he's not the fast and pacey winger he was.
Yeah,
Taking a lot more games off, taking care of his body. And remember, the second half of the season was Zidane. And Zidane and Ronaldo, I feel like the telekinesis was there. The understanding between player and manager, I think that's the manager who's understood Ronaldo the most. And
mm-hmm.
that's the Ronaldo, bar Ferguson, has respected the most.
100%. I mean, you mentioned Zidane there. I think one interesting part was that Benitez started off the season there, and then you know what happened against that game at the Bernabeu where Barcelona beat you guys 4-0. But even then, as much as there were struggles with Benitez there, Ronaldo's numbers was still absolutely incredible, and he was still playing at the apex level. But when Zidane came in, bro, I think he got you guys from being like you were so far away from Barcelona, and he brought you to like a point away from them coming to the end of the
What
season.
happened was Ronaldo and other teammates didn't want Ancelotti to be gone in the first place.
Yeah.
So sacking Ancelotti and then bringing someone of Benitez quality who the players think, okay, he's okay, but just not for Real Madrid. Ronaldo didn't like it, and you can tell as soon as Zidane came in, changed the mentality. We got closer to the title, 1 point off, and we went on to win the Champions League.
And
yeah.
Now, Jed, where are you going to rank the season? Second, another thing I don't think you failed to mention there was the goal against Barcelona after you man being 10 man down, him the ball over the top, chested down, and just
yeah, I think it's not as
come at the hour, come at the man,
I think
as we say.
It wasn't as significant as a moment just because we didn't go on to win the league this a point off, but still a great season regardless. I would definitely put this in. I'll put this in an amazing season.
Above, so where in it? So is it above 15, 14, 15?
I think above 14, 15.
Really? So you're gonna put it over all these other seasons?
I have to remember, because we have a Champions League here, and we have a Ballon d'Or, and we have the Euros.
But we're not counting the Euros. The Euros, okay. Listen, I find it hard because
where would you put it?
I don't think it's as in performance, it wasn't nowhere near the best Ronaldo sort of performance. But I'm guessing due to the fact of we have to look at what they also won that year.
This is the point where we weren't going to get the best Ronaldo, but we're going to get the most efficient Ronaldo. So you have to bear that in mind. The best Ronaldo was probably a year or two past its time. Now it was the most efficient Ronaldo. Ronaldo wasn't thinking about, he was being the best by being efficient.
Yeah, so Jed, moving on to the 16-17 season for Cristiano Ronaldo, where he played 46 games, got 42 goals, and got 12 assists in that season, Jed. Any interesting thing that takes note for that season, Jed?
I think this season was the less is more season for Ronaldo. I think it became a matter of quality than quantity. Realized that Zidane wasn't using him. We had a much bigger squad at that time. Other players were firing, such as Morata, such as Isco. So I think Zidane realized that there's certain games he's not going to take him as a risk. He missed some vital games. He didn't play in most of the Copa del Rey run that we had all the way to the quarterfinals. But again, this was peak finisher Ronaldo, where he was just a poacher, fox in the box, complete number 9. Even though he would start on the left, he drifted into the 9. This was a time of the diamond formation as well, where him and Benzema will play up front, kind of like
Isco and Isco also playing in that
Isco was
in the little hole.
and we could not put him in a squad. So again, this was a great season for Ronaldo. We ended up winning the league and the Champions League double, a very rare double for Real Madrid. Got what, 25 goals in the league. Again, Champions League top scorer. At this point, it was about 5 or 6 seasons in a row he has
Yeah.
been Champions League top
Yeah,
scorer.
but yeah, you remember like he started off quite poor in the Champions League season and then just coming to the end. I mean coming to the knockout stages, especially quarterfinals, semifinals, he just turned into an absolute savage. I think from the quarterfinal to the final stage, he got 5 against Bayern Munich, 3 against Atletico Madrid, and 2 in the final. 10, yeah, in a space of what,
I mean,
five games?
we started off poor, but he left the group stage with 6 games, and I know maybe for his standards that's nothing, but that's six goals in 6 games is not your. It's still better than average.
No, bro, he only scored 2 goals in the. He only scored 2 goals in the group
Scored,
stage.
scored one against Sporting. He scored one against Dortmund, and okay, no, that was assist. So he scored 2. He scored 2 goals because he
Yeah,
scored a free kick against Sporting, and then I remember
yeah.
when we went to Dortmund away, him and Bell scored, and it
Mm-hmm.
was 2 also or 2-2, I think. Yeah,
Jed, what is your highlight moment of that season? Because I have mine. Tell me yours.
Champions League final.
The Champions
Yeah,
League final,
Champions League
the
final. The
2
two
goals in the Champions League final.
like that's a given, 100%. Or the hat trick against Atletico Madrid.
Bro, for me, it's the hat trick against Atletico Madrid. Let me tell you why. Because obviously, what he did against Bayern was incredible, but to see him do it again, bro, I sat there and I remember vividly. Rio Ferdinand was talking, and this is the first time really coming to my head. I said, "Could this be the greatest football player I've ever seen?" And I genuinely had the conversation, like, bro, this guy might be the greatest of all time. After watching that and just seeing the whole Bernabeu, because I remember after he scored a hat trick, he sat on the edge of the stadium watching the whole stadium, just admiring just what he's done, and the whole stadium looking at him. It just felt like
Oh, wait,
wow.
hold on. We may be talking about 2 different hat tricks. Because remember, he scored a hat trick in the league and the Champions League.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the Champions League
I
one,
was talking
where
about
like
the
he
league
scored.
one.
No, no,
I
no.
was
I'm
talking
talking about
about
the
the league
Champions
one,
League
right?
hat
Because
trick,
the
bro.
league one, that's where he finished it, and he did that.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, 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 yeah. The league we're like he went into the camera and did that. But bro, the
from
one in Champions League, he sat on like the edge of like
the
one
edge
of
of
these
that,
billboard
and
things, and I
yeah,
watched
and
everybody,
then he
and
wants to hold the Bernabeu.
I'm
Yeah,
just thinking like, bro, I remember him walking off with the ball in his hand, thinking like, this might be the greatest football player I've ever seen, bro. It was so clutch. I remember coming into like the end of like that season where like you were going in for the title, bro. This guy was coming in clutch performances. Just scoring big goals. And
the 2 goals against Sevilla, the 2 goals against Celta Vigo,
Jed,
and
where are you ranking this season? League, Cup, clutch. It might not have been crazy numbers. It might not have been efficient all the way, but you talk about big moments. This is where this was to
I,
me inevitable Ronaldo. This was Thanos Ronaldo.
I think this goes as I I think
Yeah,
it's
it has to be a gold
I think
season, man.
it's the GOAT season, but I think it's also the best.
Of
I
his
think
career.
over. I think it's the best because this is just the most efficient, the most brutal, the most punishing he was ever at. You didn't have to give him 3 chances. Only one was enough. And when he punished you, he punished you. And it was in all the big games. Yeah.
You
Because
know
you
what? You
have
know
to
what? That
compare
was bro. I can agree with you there because performance-wise, maybe not. But bro, it felt so inevitable. Like you're watching at some point, he's gonna do it. He will settle this at some point.
yeah.
Just yeah, I can agree with you because how it made me feel, how it made the rest of football feel. It felt Thanos-esque at that time. Now going in to the 16 17 I mean 17 18 season, Jed, he played 44 games every season after that. Jed, the games got lesser and less. 44 games, 44 goals, 8 assists in that season. Real Madrid did go on to do the three-peat that season, but wasn't the greatest of season for Real Madrid, and Cristiano Ronaldo kind of struggled
This,
for the start of the
this
season. Jed, you talk me through this season.
This was a rough season. First of all, you remember we started off with the Super Cup where we're playing Barcelona, the new camp. Everything's going right. Asensio scored a banger, Ronaldo scored a banger, and then he goes and gets a red card where he pushes the referee. So
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
a sudden,
Wait, was it not a second yellow card?
it was a second yellow card because the first yellow card was a dive. It wasn't a dive. but they said
I
it's
remember.
fine. That happens, and obviously this is pushing the referee, so it was taken to sports court. Real Madrid appealed, and he got an 8-game ban. We were able to see out Barcelona in the Super Cup, and the way we played, I was thinking, you know what, even if Ronaldo's missing, I still think we'll be winning the league. That was not the case. He missed the first 4 games of the league. We dropped points to Valencia and Levante at home, which was poor. And then when Ronaldo did come back, his goal return, he scored about 2 goals between the start of the season and December. And I think that was truly where everyone was saying, okay, yeah, we think he's done now. We think he's done. I was even questioning, I was like, maybe this is it. Yeah, fool me wrong. The start of January came and Ronaldo said, finished where? He came in and he took everyone by storm. He came in the league and he was scoring brace after hat trick after 4 goals after brace. But what happened for us was La Liga ended really early for us. So it started becoming, okay, we're not going to play you anymore. We're preserving you for the big ones. We had a Champions League running where we played the champions of France, champions of Italy, champions of Germany, back to back to back. Ronaldo was at it again. This is the season where he scored that goal, probably his
Yes.
greatest goal of all time. His performance against PSG swept them off the floor, told Neymar what's up. Juventus again, that performance in Italy was amazing, and when it came to it in Spain, he scored a clutch penalty, and he didn't score against Bayern Munich. That was more of a Benzema performance, and the final was more for Bell. But yeah, overall, 44 games, 44 goals. He was part of a legendary 3P. What more can I say? I think this was an amazing season, but I think it's not better than the 15-16 or 14-15 season.
What
Or
about
the
10, 11?
I don't think it's I think I'll put that I'll put it just in between the 10-11 and 06-07 season.
Okay. Oh, okay. There. Oh,
I,
that's
I'll put it
interesting.
over I'll put it over the 06-07 season. I
But
know
yeah,
he won. I know he won the Champions. I know he won the Champions League that year.
no, but bro,
And
to me, that wasn't that great of a season. Like 12, bro, 12, 13. I think we're disrespecting 12, 12, 13 heavily. But,
but
you know,
okay, fair enough. It's an amazing season, so I don't mind
it's,
where it ranks. So you can put the 12, put over, put the 12-13 over it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
I
so,
don't
so,
mind.
so, so you put it here.
But I think it was better than the 6-7 though.
Okay, you know what? Let's, Jed, okay, let's do this for now. Let's do this for now. Yeah. Is that cool?
You can put the 12
Oh,
13 over it, like, and
uh,
then put the 17-18 one below. Yeah. So
what?
swap 12-13 order.
Yeah,
That's fine.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, cool. This issue is, I feel a little bit more vindicated for that one. So moving on to going on to the 18-19 season, his first season with Juventus. I think he joined for how much? 105 million? Or
Yeah.
105 million at that time. You've seen commercially what Ronaldo did. But first season with Juventus struggled, played 43 games, 28 goals, 11 um 11 assists. And this is quite low for Cristiano. This is the lowest tally since 2000 and 2009.
Uh,
You know, wasn't wasn't quite Ronaldo number S because he was quite adapting to Serie A. And I think at the time I think he mentioned with somebody that it was the hardest league to score in. But overall, Jed, what do you remember for this season? Because we talk about the highlight moment. There is only one highlight moment of that season that we have to mention. Arguably, probably the greatest comeback from an individual I've ever seen. Should we choose
yeah.
Jed? Should we just get straight into it? That Atletico Madrid.
That's so let's go Madrid come back. I'd say his goal against Man United was cool as well.
Oh
Even
yeah,
though
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Over the shoulder. I think, bro, he scored the winner. I think AC Milan to win them to win them the league that season too. As much as they were
yeah,
already on a crazy run to win the league, and also something I'm going to mention here for every season of Cristiano Ronaldo's career at Juventus, he always had a different manager. So we had Allegri, Sarri, and then Pirlo. Um, for all three of his years. But let's just talk a little bit about that Atletico Madrid moment, Jed. 2-0 down. You got the press berating him. You got the fans berating him. Simeone saying, have it. Have it, you know that one, cojones. And then Ronaldo said, "You got to come see me. It's not done yet. You might have to come to my house." And
Yeah,
yeah, listen, Devin, listen, we've all seen the YouTube videos of people making compilations of it. You had to be there to feel it. This is to me what officially made Cristiano Ronaldo miss the Champions League. Like
yeah,
of course he was it before, but it was like, listen, you got to do your apps, you got to kill this guy to get past him. Because we think about it, he hadn't lost. I know Ajax beat them in the next round, and I think to be fair, Ronaldo was great, but the rest of
yeah,
Juve team before, but just what he did to that Atletico Madrid team, Jed, if you remember, defensively, they were almost impeccable, bro.
yeah.
I remember the season before that against Arsenal, spamming in crosses, we just couldn't get near it. Ronaldo was in the box and they all shivered. Godin, all these guys there, and what he was able to do there. What an incredible moment. Bear in mind, Juventus did win the league that year. Of course, they got knocked out in the quarterfinals, and that's what he was mainly brought in to do, was to win the Champions League for Juventus. And to me, that was their best chance to do it.
Yeah.
Overall, Jed, where do you rank this season?
Uh,
28 goals, his lowest tally um
I
for
think I
Juventus.
wanna. I don't. I'm stuck in between like a good season and a great season. Like I wanted to rank it like maybe just below his 2008 2009 season,
You know what?
but
I don't personally. I think it's better than the 2008-9 season. Because
think so.
I think his 3 years with Juventus were very underrated. Because when you actually look at what he did at his age, Jed, was so impressive.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I
you
don't
want to
mind.
put it great in between the 9-8 season?
Yeah, go on then. Because that 9-10 season, I think he was like
Oh
impeccable.
yeah, yeah. I think when he was on the field, he was
Yeah.
sensational. But
For the
going into
players.
his, going into his 2009 20 season, this going into a bit of the COVID year too, so where the season
Yeah,
kind of
this is a
stopped.
bit of a messed up season in
You
terms of
know,
it. But like, I mean,
uh,
numbers were great for him, I think.
numbers are incredible. So, Jed, in 46 games in Serie A, Jed, he scored 47 goals in all competitions, 7 assists, 31 goals. In Serie A, 35 Jed scoring 31 goals. It's absolutely incredible. Bear in mind, his coach was Sarri, and the one thing to me, that season was that Sarri, you remember his time as Chelsea, people weren't really sure what it was like. Think about it, the style of play. And I feel like what happened with Chelsea, with a bit of confusion and on like how the team looked, blended into what happened in Juventus. They weren't sure what to do. He wasn't really sure how to use Ronaldo, rather to use him as a striker or like to use him as a wide man, like at the same time. Ronaldo was still able to do what he did. And overall, his season was better than last season. I feel like he adapted to Serie a lot more better. Also, a lot of penalties. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of penalties. But Jed, is there anything that for you comes in mind in that season, Jed?
I can't lie, this was a bit of a messed up season in terms of also COVID and the I think there was some time just yeah, it was just a messed up season. What do I remember the most from this season? I remember them getting knocked out by Lyon or by what's it called, away goals
Yeah,
when
Leon. Yeah, Leon.
which
Yeah,
was it
yeah. They got knocked out by. Yeah, they got knocked
was
out on away goals. And interesting enough, you mentioned that people talk about my highlight moment. People look at the stuff in the league that he was able to do. But my highlight moment was that Leon game. Because granted, he did get knocked out. Jed, he scored 2 goals in that game. I just remember,
the home game.
yeah, the
Yeah.
home game. I just remember him feeling like old Ronaldo. Bro, it was him picking up the ball deep in his own half and driving at the defense like old Cristiano Ronaldo, beating players, doing stepovers. And it just felt like he did his best to put his team on his back to try and get them through to the next round. Ultimately, it did fail. When you look at the teams that Juve went out to in them 3 years, was very disappointing. But that was my highlight of that moment.
This
But
this
bear in mind,
this is a bit of a weird one because there was a gap in between like when the
yes,
first leg
yes, yes, yes,
like
yes.
6 months because it was February and August. So, it's yeah, the 1920 season in the whole was just weird for everyone, I guess. But yeah, yeah.
Where are we ranking this season, Jed?
So
Is
so
it
so so this is where I'm saying with this 18-19 season, right? Because 1920 was better than that. Were they both great seasons?
yes, yes, yes. To me, 1920 was so much, was so
1920
much.
was good and 18-19 was 18-19 was good and 19-20 was great.
So do you want to
but
put 18, 19 in good?
or it could be like the least of the greats.
Okay, okay. Do you know what? I'll be happy to put it in good. Let's be harsh. I'll be happy to put it in good.
I think it was a good season, but
Okay,
long.
definitely
It
over
was
the
a rough transition.
Raw. So this is the first time Ronaldo season dropped throughout all his time. But let's move on to the 2021 season. This was a season with Pirlo, his final season with Juventus, 44 games, uh 36 goals and 4 assists in that season. And again, Jed, a very, very, very weird season for Juventus, Ronaldo, just to ensure bringing in a coach who really wasn't like I think but that was his first ever job. Granted, it's Pirlo, and like we know who Pirlo is. It was an odd season.
Yeah, I suffered from COVID earlier on in the season.
Yeah,
Um, Juventus in a whole as well. I think just the club was just a mess, really. I think from the moment they got rid of Allegri, initially things were just all over the place. You couldn't tell what was up, what was down. They didn't win the league this season. No,
they didn't win the league, bro.
they
They
didn't win
bro,
the league.
bro, they basically scraped top four that season. And that brings me to my highlight moment of that season. And it was Ronaldo's 2 late goals against Udinese to save them and keep their Champions League hopes alive. They end up getting Champions League, them scraping it right at the end. But Ronaldo scoring them 2 late goals, a penalty, then like a diving header late in the game. That was to me my highlight moment of that season. Also,
I
it
think
was
they
to me
still
a big
won.
rescue season. Go on.
They won 2 trophies as well because I remember they won the Super Cup and the Italian like
Yeah,
FA Cup.
yeah,
I think
and I think Ronaldo scored
against Napoli.
Ronaldo scored um in both, but also the game against Porto. Let me not lie to you, bro. He was poor. He was poor,
Yeah,
and it felt that bro, that was the first time when I looked at him and feel like maybe maybe bear in mind he could still come up with big moments, but the loss of Ronaldo was sort of dwindling because Ronaldo never ever went outside in the Champions League, and that was the first time where he went outside, bro. You know,
yeah.
so where are we ranking this? Bear in
I
mind he did score 36 goals.
I think it's good, but a good and above 2018 and 2019.
Yeah,
So above those two.
but bear in mind, bro, they didn't win the league. But to be fair, he was clutching the big
Yeah,
cup
so that's
games.
why I say good.
No, I'm talking about, should we put it over the 18, 19?
You can swap them out. Don't think it really matters.
You know what, guys? Juventus fans, especially because you probably watched Ronaldo a lot closer that year. What year are
A
you
lot
giving
of them
the
are very salty towards Ronaldo, from
top?
very
I need to
salty.
know. I need to know why.
They said that before he came, Serial was a smooth running for them, and then he came and then it became a bit of a, not beyond reasonable doubt. I just think the teams got better, in my opinion. I think Juventus decreased in like ability, and I think the other teams, Napoli, Atlanta, and all these other teams around them, got a lot better. So
And okay, just going into the last two, and like we're really gonna slide by this. So it's first season back at Manchester United, Jed. And again, we talk about Ronaldo playing less games, even less games. He played 39 games in all competitions, 24 goals. To me, underrated what he was able to do in the season. A lot of the times known as a scapegoat, but for me, a 37-year-old to do what he did, it wasn't Cristiano Ronaldo to the point of view running out players, but this was, you mentioned a Fisher, you mentioned I'm going to find a way, I'm going to be big. He was big in certain games. Remember the hat-trick against Norwich, hat-trick against Tottenham, Champions League in the 5 games he played in the group stage, scored in all 5 goals. How many winners did he score in that season? But of course, what happened to Manchester United in that season, having Oli sacked, Radnick coming in, Carrick, and just so much stuff there. It it was a difficult season for Manchester United overall, and just remember the team literally quit. Coming coming to the end of this season, and personally, to me, as an individual for Cristiano Ronaldo, I would put it in the good
I
area.
agree. I agree.
You know,
I agree.
he,
I
he
think so.
did he did have some crazy highlight moments like in that season, but the way how Man United went out so sad. I think it's one where you kind of want to blank away, and then going into next season, the Al Nassr Man United season, is there is there really much you can say? Because I didn't watch the stuff
Frustrated,
where
outrated fan because of how everything came to it. The
oh
interview,
you,
the
you know you know you know that that's fair.
that
Ronaldo's
was
one bad
just
season,
yeah,
so
that was just that season. I think that season.
so
I don't even think it's fair to even rate that season. I
that's
think
but that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's hard to rate, and obviously this season coming in with Al Nassr it's hard to rate those seasons overall. But guys, we'll put the rest of the seasons just in all right, just to kind of save face there for all the Nassr fans there. You guys let me know how Ronaldo did and where like you guys want to rank him. But we finally made it through this video. Ronaldo fans, Real Madrid fans, Man United fans, Sporting fans, we did our best. Let us know. Did we get it right? Did Jed get it right? Because, bro, that 2012-13 season as a complete Ronaldo performance, as a complete Ronaldo,
where would you put that if it was just down to you?
if it's just down to me, just based on performance, it goes in the GOAT section, just based on his
Oh,
performance. But I do understand that what happened that season, the failures of another down season in the Champions League, think about losing the league and obviously the Copa del Rey, we always have to put in that considerations there. But as a Ronaldo performance, to me, 2012-13, I just remember Ronaldo just taking the game to the next level. And also, he won a Ballon d'Or that year too. But
yeah,
we
the
like a bit
next
of controversy.
it
Yeah,
was the
but
next,
yeah.
wasn't that?
Oh no, was it?
Nah, because Messi still won the Ballon d'Or.
No,
So
but no,
that
no, but 2013 for
yeah,
where
2013.
no,
That's the
no, no,
goal.
no. I'm talking about the 12-13 season. The
I
way
thought
how
that it was Messi. It was still Messi. Still Messi.
Messi won it in 12. But
Yeah,
in 2013 in general, he won it.
yeah, Messi won it, and then Ronaldo
No,
was
no,
for
no,
10.
no. Messi won
Messi won
9,
for 24.
10,
Yeah,
11, 12, and then
yeah,
Ronaldo
yeah.
won in 13.
13 and 14. Okay, yeah.
But
All right.
guys, let me know. Listen, we're going back and forth. We're speculating right now. Tell me what you think about this video. Messi fans, if you want to hate with a like, hate with a dislike, whatever you want to know, comment down below. Ronaldo fans, let me know. Did Jed get it wrong? Did I get it wrong? Let us know, guys. This is Box to Box Football. Jed, thank you for coming on to the video. We really do appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time.